Hi everybody, Erik again. I'm back with the final video that we have for the first wave of Black Widow figures. Today we're doing two. So we already covered the deluxe Black Widow and we already covered Taskmaster. So today we are going to cover the Red Guardian as well as Yelena Belova. So two awesome looking figures. This one is so heavy because it has that Crimson Dynamo Build-A-Figure parts in it. Oh, so heavy. It's gonna be a huge figure. Great looking figures off the bat. The likenesses are awesome. The only thing I'm kind of bummed out about with this figure, and I have a feeling, you know, just kind of the way things go, that there'll be a 2-pack in the future that'll come with a hooded version of him. Which is weird because even in the art on the box, you know, David Harbour there has the headgear on, but the figure doesn't, which is kind of a bummer. But it's still an awesome looking figure. Can't wait to see how this factors into the movie. Of course, the movie being pushed back to November 6th due to the pandemic and everything. So we're gonna have to wait a little bit longer to see it, but at least in the meantime, we could dive into these toys. So, of course, you know, he already got some camera time here, but we have Red Guardian. He comes with an arm for Crimson Dynamo. And we have Yelena Belova, who comes with the, it looks like she comes with shoulder pieces and the torso here. Along with her accessories, which are also a second set of hands to go along with her fists. Oh, that's interesting. All right, so yeah, it is 2 fists, but she comes carded with a fist and an open hand, and 2 pistols. Red Guardian comes with, as I mentioned, the arm, and then his accessory is the shield. Now, I will not be building Crimson Dynamo because I, for the most part, do not collect the comic versions of these figures. I pretty much stick to the MCU versions with a few exceptions. So the good news is that our friend over at Craig Stuff, Craig, will be receiving these pieces from me, and you can check out eventually his build of Crimson Dynamo because that's what he's gonna do. And when you see his Crimson Dynamo, you can partially thank me for it. So here we go. All right. So speaking of Craig, let's steal his tagline for this episode and let's pop these suckers open, right? So I'm gonna start with Yelena here. And let's get the tape here. So Florence Pugh, I think it's Pugh, is having herself quite a 2 years here. You know, first she's in one of like a highly acclaimed horror film in Midsommar, and then she's in an Oscar award-winning period piece in Little Women, and now she's entering in the Marvel universe. And some believe that she is going to be the next Black Widow. So we'll have to see what happens with that. I am of no opinion, to be honest with you. I try not to get into that space too much because sometimes it leads to utter disappointment. I'd rather let the people that are making all the money make all the decisions, and I'm just along for the ride. So I'm not going to pop these out because I'm going to let Craig have fun with that eventually. But the Crimson Dynamo pieces are in here. They're huge. They're heavy. So this is going to be a very cool Build-A-Figure. Now, I believe this is a comic Build-A-Figure. I don't believe, from my understanding, that Crimson Dynamo is going to be in the film. But let's jump into Yelena here. So, all right. So her head is a little loose. It seems like her neck is very long. Don't know how I feel about that. You know, it doesn't look bad head on, but the moment you're from the side, she's... Okay, so there's that. She does not have a removable vest. The vest is built in. The detail on her, though, is fantastic. I mean, she's got this very detailed braided hair look. The likeness to Florence is spot on. Much like the Black Widow figure, She is in this white, and she does have the same level of articulation. So she's super able to bend backwards, forward. She does have an incredible amount of side bend for these figures, which is awesome. She has the same elbow joint. So, you know, with a single elbow, she's bending really far and also back. If you rotate her elbow, which she does rotate, you can actually, again, do that kind of like broken arm thing that that these new joints can do. The shoulders, no encumberment there. They can, of course, go all the way around. They have the ball joint. Again, like the Black Widow figure, her wrist guards are removable. So these, or not wrist guards, her gauntlets are removable. She does have the articulation to bend at the wrist as well as around. Same goes for her legs. Oh, okay. So she only has one holster. She comes with two guns, but only has one holster. Her other one has knives that are affixed. So these do not come out. They do not hinder her leg movement at all. You know, she's got, you know, full range, very smartly. You know, they made the lengths on the holster pieces there very good. Since she does have a gun hand in, let's throw one on. She holds it perfectly, and again, just like Black Widow, the other gun fits snugly in the holster. So fantastic. What's neat is she has the same kind of power gauntlets that that the Black Widow does have. So those, if you buy the deluxe version, those wrist effects will most certainly work on here. Whether or not she uses them in the movie, we'll have to wait and see. The vest is kind of reminiscent to the green vest that Scarlet wears in Infinity War. So, you know, the look is kind of consistent with things that we've seen before, you know, with Black Widow. She does have the thigh swivel, which is a little encumbered by the straps on her holsters here. She does have a double jointed knee, which, much like her sister, we'll go with sister because that's what they say in the trailer, she can kick herself in the butt. And she does rotate at the she does not have the same rotation because she has different shoes on than Black Widow. Black Widow kind of has those platforms. She just has normal shoes on, which I'm super thrilled about because these are much easier to balance and pose on. But, you know, she does have the ability to bend and move back. Great figure. Gorgeous. I mean, I can't stop being impressed with what Hasbro is doing with these in terms of the likenesses and everything. So that is Yelena Belova. And let's move on to David Harbour, who is also seeming to try to get into like every pop cultural significant thing out there, you know, whether it's Stranger Things and, you know, Hellboy, and then now the MCU. But so again, we have a Crimson Dynamo piece in here. It's huge. I'm gonna leave that in there for Craig. All right. So we have the Red Guardian, huh? Great, again, great figure. Oh, I just realized something. Oh. All right, so what's really cool is he has a port on his back. So if you remember, if you've seen our video for Taskmaster, you remember we talked about the fact that his shield did this fun rotating thing, which is great because it means that the shield can be clipped as well as be held. So that way, you know, he can kind of look like he's maybe mid-throw or, you know, however he's going to do that. But what's really cool is he has a port on his back. So that way, when you are not holding the shield, you can clip it on his back, which is awesome. That is something that you couldn't do with Captain America, which drove me nuts. Because Cap always wears a shield when he's not holding it. So it's really nice to be able to do that with him at least. We're going to take that off for a minute, though, just so that we can go over the articulation and likeness. We don't get any extra hands or accessories here. Again, bummer. I would have loved an alternate head with the gear on. I mean, they did it for Cap. Would have been awesome if we could have gotten that here. But now we get the bearded wonder that is David Harbour. Head moves just the way that you expect it, so completely around. He has nothing encumbering him there. Can look up, can look down. He has full range of motion in his arms, nothing to stop him here. It does not look like a reused buck at all. Like this looks all new to me. He does have the bicep swivel. He has the double jointed elbow. Let's see, does he have that fancy new elbow that all the other figures are rocking? No, he doesn't. So this is a more standard Marvel Legends elbow. He doesn't have that like reverse articulation that the other figures new to this line do. Of course, he can rotate at the wrist. Now, his hands do pop off very, very easily, so, you know, I don't know if maybe a pair of Thor ungloved hands or something like that would go on this. I don't know if there's any need for that, but, you know, should you want to take them off and kit bash, you absolutely can. He does bend pretty severely back, as well as crunch very forward. The belt is a separate piece, so it does move. I don't see any way of getting it off, but you do have a waist swivel as well, which, and going back to her, you could do as well as that ab crunch. I figured that was implied. He can pretty much do a split. Not that I think David Harbour could probably do one, but he can swivel at the thigh. He's got that double jointed knee. Again, thicker in the thigh region, so he's not kicking himself in the butt. It's not happening. Only the SH figure art dudes could do that. He does have a calf swivel, which is nice. And then he's got the full articulation of the foot. So overall, this is another great figure. Nailed the likeness. This is one, though, that does come with a touch of disappointment for me, because I can't stress it enough. I would have loved another head for this. I feel like that is a big miss. And, you know, they already had the sculpt done. They could have, you know, reused the lower half of the sculpt. I can't imagine that he's going to be fighting much in the movie without the headgear on. And even on the packaging, that's how he's pictured. So it's a little maddening that they didn't include that, and I hope it's not one of those things where in the future, you know, we're going to be buying him again, so just so that we could get the headgear. Overall, though, fantastic figure. You know, I'd say where the others that I've opened in this line, the other MCU figures from this line, I would say are like 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10. He's probably an 8 out of 10. That missing that headpiece is, that's a big miss for me. But overall, two great figures. Can't wait to get these all in the light box and take some photos of them and then update the shelf and have some new battles. As always, make sure you hit that subscribe button here on YouTube. Make sure you follow us here at AIC_podcast on Instagram and Twitter. And make sure you check out the podcast, of course. So we're live every other Monday. We're always talking toys. We try to have as many fun guests as we can have on. We play games. We can be found wherever you listen to podcasts, but please do us one favor. If you do listen to us, leave us a rating and review. It really helps other toy collectors find us and helps us grow within the community. So thank you for stopping by today, and I would definitely recommend Yelena Belova and Red Guardian. Thumbs up.